Ratio 20 minutes to 1 hour can be written in the form 1 to n. Find the value of n. First thing to do is get a ratio down, but you can't just write, well, you can write 20 minutes to 1 hour. But when you do this, you have to include the units. And in the final answer, it's going to assume they've got the same units. So actually, the ideal scenario is get them to the same unit. And 1 hour is 60 minutes. So I can actually write it as 20 minutes to 60 minutes, in which case you can just write it as 20 to 60. We can cancel this down if we want. It could become 2 to 6 by dividing through by 10. And then it can, actually, we can divide top and bottom by, sorry, left and right by 2 to give us 1 to 3. The reason you can do that is if you're comparing 2 to 6, then you can see that actually this 1 can be paired off with this, and this can be paired off with this. It's kind of the idea of equivalent fractions. You are allowed to just divide and times by the same thing, you'll get the same ratio. So overall, the answer is going to be 1 to 3. We could, right from the beginning, have just divided through by 20, by the way. 20 divided by 20 and 60 divided by 20. Sometimes in these 1 to n questions, you don't get nice whole numbers as answers. And so, like if I had 20 to 54, then okay, I could cancel it down a bit, but actually it's best to just divide through by 20 and do 1 to 54 over 20 and then figure out what that is. In the next question, we're told the scale of a map is 1 to 25,000. That means 1 centimeter on the map is 25,000 centimeters in the actual world. The same would go for any other measurement, like 1 millimeter on the map would be 25,000 millimeters in the real world. There's no unit because it's just the same unit. So we're told how many kilometers is represented by 6 centimeters on the map. So we need to basically we know that it's 1 to 25,000, so I need to times 6 by 25,000. That will tell me the number of centimeters. It's 6 centimeters on the map, and this is how many centimeters actually in the real life. So 150,000. But remember, that is centimeters. Okay, so we've got to work that out in kilometers. Sorry, it's not 15,000, it's 150,000. I missed a zero. Right, first thing I'm going to do is go from centimeters to meters. I do advise taking it step by step. And there are 100 centimeters in a meter. So to go from centimeters to meters, I actually divide through by 100. It's quite a lot going on in this question. You can do this on the calculator, or you can knock off 2 zeros in this case, or I should probably say shift everything to the right along the place value table. 1,500 meters. Now I want to go to kilometers because that's what it's asked me to do. And 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. It's another fact to be aware of. So going from meters to kilometers, I divide through by 1,000. And that will give 1.5 kilometers. That's the final answer. Ooh, quite a lot of steps there. Finally, we're told that Kiri and Peter share some sweets in the ratio 6 to 7. So for every 6 sweets that Kiri has, Peter has 7. Okay, we don't actually know that they have 6 and 7, that's just a ratio. But it's enough to help us work out the fraction. Because you can see, right, I've got 6 here, I've got 7 here, 6 to 7 parts. Overall, when I'm comparing the parts, I actually have 13. So what fraction of the sweets does Kiri have? Well, for every 13 sweets, Kiri has 6 and Peter has 7. The fraction is 6 over 13.